What's going on, everybody? So recently I got a chance to try a brand new nootropic that I'm actually really excited about, and it's called Noo Nectar. I don't know if you can see that right there. Let's see, turn it the right way. There we go. Called Noo Nectar. I was actually reached out to them on Instagram, I believe, and I'd never heard of them before, so I was kind of skeptical when they first reached out. They said, would you be willing to try our product? Let us know your thoughts. And I basically told him, I was like, yeah, as long as you're okay with me giving a fully honest review, because I wasn't honestly expecting too much with it. And so I got mine in the mail. And really, their main claim to fame is really that they're using 20 different bioavailable nootropic-rich ingredients to optimize 4 different neurotransmitters: acetylcholine, dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. And these are really essential for optimal brain function, especially when we're talking about nootropics. And that's basically their main goal with all these. And so when I first tried it, it's actually really funny because on the back of the bottle, it actually says, suggest to take a half serving when you first start. And now like things like Qualia, these other different nootropics, a lot of them say the same thing. So I was kind of thinking, you know, I usually do pretty fine. It's probably not that big of a deal. I'll just down the whole thing in one shot. And that's what it says, is it's 1 serving, right? So I do the full thing first time, and I was shocked. Definitely one of the first times that I've ever felt like, okay, definitely went too far. That was too much. I wouldn't even call it so much of like a stimulatory, like I was jittery. It just felt like my heart was really going. I just felt like a little too up there. I don't even know how to properly describe it, but it definitely had that feeling of like, whoa, too much. But then after about like an hour or two, it like finally calmed down. I was like, okay, all right, this is pretty darn powerful stuff. No joke. It was like such a rush. It was absolutely wild. I couldn't believe it. But then the next day I took half a dose. And since then I've roughly gauged about half to 3/4 of this. I don't think I've ever done a full dose in a day since then, because I just haven't needed to. I mean, this stuff is super powerful. I was actually really shocked. And the cool thing is that it's just in a liquid form. So first thing in the morning, you just pop it off, take it back real quick, and it's super easy. The taste, I wouldn't say the taste is great, but it's not bad. Like, it's really not bad. It's nothing like if you saw my ketone ester video. I mean, not even close to that. It actually has a little bit of like a berry, honey taste to it. So it's actually not too bad. I actually kind of enjoy it now. Like the first time I tried it, I was like, whoa. And here's the interesting with it. As soon as it touches your lips, like as soon as it gets into your mouth, like all of a sudden you feel the rush start to come. It's like the weirdest thing. It's probably that neurolingual feedback. Your brain already knows it's coming. It just kind of lights up. Like as soon as it touches your tongue, it's one of the craziest things ever. And you immediately feel like your blood start to rush into your brain. I mean, it's just absolutely wild. I would have to say, based on just the effects that I felt from this alone, this would have to be the most underrated nootropic on the market right now, in my opinion. I was really surprised at how well this worked for me. I'm interested to talk to these guys a little bit more because I was actually very surprised by it. That's why I'm giving such a great review, even though I told them, you know, I want to be completely honest. And the cool thing about this too is, like, price-wise, not that bad. You're probably in the middle. You're probably like a little bit less than a Qualia. I think for a full month supply, you're probably closer to maybe $100, but that would be for, I think, roughly 20 servings of these. But again, I'm taking like half to 3/4, so that would probably last you over a month for $100, and Qualia is roughly like 140. So honestly, this is not bad whatsoever. And here's the cool thing: is you can actually use, I think you can use our link below and get an introductory 10-pack for $20, which is absolutely absurd. I mean, $20 for 10 of these will last you quite a long time, especially if you're doing half dose. I mean, God, that's crazy. Some of you may need to use more. I personally was good at half to 3/4. And there's some days where I'd take a half and I'd be just fine. Some days where I'm like, you know, I just need a little bit more, and I'd take just a little bit more up to like the 3/4. But that was pretty much all I really needed for that. But very pleasantly surprised. Definitely, I feel, is the most underrated nootropic possible. Let's see what else is in here. There's tons of B12, B6, acetylcarnitine, really helpful. What else do we got in here? Phosphatidylserine, phenylalanine, choline, l-theanine, ginseng. That's probably where some of the energy comes from. Black pepper extract. There's like a lot of good stuff in here. Yeah, very surprised by this one. Really good stuff. Just off the effects alone, I would say this is well worth it. I actually purchased another one as soon as I finished with my last one, which is this guy right here, because I was just pleasantly surprised with how well it works. So that's all I got to say about it. Definitely the most underrated nootropic on the market right now. I highly, highly recommend trying this out before you try some of these other ones, because for the price, you can't beat this. Definitely worth its value. You can use the link below and you can actually get it for 20 bucks for a 10 pack. Just crazy. So check it out. Well worth it.